Every child has the potential to successfully meet high academic standards. However, the literacy skills needed to meet these standards are far too often lacking among adolescent learners. According to the NAEP, more than 60% of middle and high school students scored below the proficient level in reading and math achievement. These results reveal that millions of young people cannot understand or evaluate texts, provide relevant details, or support inferences about the written documents they read. This applies to all content areas. Students with low literacy skills are not likely to graduate and will not be prepared for college or career in the 21st century. For various reasons, many students in the nation's elementary and middle school classrooms will leave school before finishing high school due to illiteracy or a literacy problem. The majority are often low-income and minority students. The educational achievement gap between low-income minority students and white students is significant in the United States. It exists in and out of the classroom and extends from the earliest years of childhood across the lifespan. By the end of 4th grade, African American, Latino, and poor students of all races are 2 years behind their wealthier, predominantly white peers in reading and math. By 8th grade, they have slipped 3 years behind, and by 12th grade, 4 years behind. Minority and low-income students are 2 times more likely to be placed in special education and half as likely to be placed in gifted and talented programs. Among 18 to 24-year-olds, 90% of whites, 81% of African Americans, and 63% of Latinos complete high school. African American students who graduate are half as likely to earn a BA, and Latino students 1/3 as likely to earn a BA compared to white students. 1 in 3 African American males will be incarcerated in state or federal prison, Latino males 1 in 6, white males 1 in 17. The rate is significantly higher for those who do not finish high school. Reading levels of 4th graders influence the amount of state and federal prisons built. Research on adolescent literacy has shown that literacy development is a continuum. It cannot stop at the primary level. Middle school and high school teachers must understand that they are all teachers of reading and writing regardless of their content area. Much of the research has shown that the lack of literacy instruction on the secondary level has had a negative impact on the development of student literacy, especially among English language learners. Students cannot learn from books they cannot read or are not interested in. Therefore, the explicit teaching of literacy skills using authentic texts across the curriculum is necessary for student success. Reading difficulties do not occur in a vacuum. Adolescents' self-esteem, self-efficacy, and interest are all key factors in the development of their content area literacy. Certainly, building a strong foundation in the early years is important, but the purpose of a foundation is to build on top of it. Literacy instruction on the secondary level is crucial to the development of student content knowledge and higher order thinking skills needed for academic success. Without sufficient literacy skills, it is impossible for students to succeed academically. The need to read, write, speak, and think critically is vital to academic success. While literacy deficiencies seem to be apparent for all students, it is clear that those whose first language is not English are at a disadvantage. Student literacy at Isaac reflects the national trends. Among 62 incoming 6th graders, 34 students read below grade level. Grade levels behind. 14 students are 1 grade level, 13 students 2, 7 students 3 or more. For our returning students, the conditions are very much the same. Objectives for today's workshop are: teachers will gain background knowledge about English language learners, representation and achievement in the U.S., Connecticut, and at Isaac. Teachers will form an initial understanding of second language acquisition and its implication for mainstream teachers. Teachers will be introduced to literacy ELL best practices in order to lay a strong foundation to build upon throughout the school year.